Now in a FOX23 investigation, a bizarre story about a very important document that somehow landed in a Broken Arrow woman's yard.
And she has no clue how it got there. Tulsa's investigative reporter Janet Clark tries to unravel this mystery.
In 22 years of reporting here at FOX23, I've seen a lot of strange things. This is one of the strangest, and it all has to do with this piece of paper.
It was over there in the very corner.
Over the 50 years Wanda Talley's lived in Broken Arrow, she's found all kinds of random things in her yard.
I looked up in the tree, and there was a smiley face balloon just smiling down at me.
Oh, how funny.
Things just kind of fall in my yard.
And this was really something. Earlier this spring, Wanda caught a glimpse of something white sticking up out of the leaves in the corner of her yard. What had the weather been like?
The wind had really been blowing. You know, Oklahoma wind is terrible.
So you just saw something in your yard. You probably thought, what is that?
I did. I thought, oh, it's a piece of notebook paper.
How much of the paper could you see?
Just the very top.
And you walk up to it.
It was under the forsythia bush in the leaves. I hadn't raked the leaves. And I went over and picked it up, and I stopped in my tracks. I thought, oh my gosh, this isn't a notebook paper. This is very important.
Did it take a minute for you to realize what it was?
Yes, I thought, I need to turn this over to someone because it's very personal.
The paper Wanda found is typed and dated September 29th, 1972. This looks original. It doesn't look like a copy. Am I wrong?
It looks original to me.
Did you figure out what it is?
Yes, I did. It was military, had all the young soldiers' names.
It says at the top, Department of the Army, Oakland, California. What did you think when you saw that?
I was stunned. I thought, how did this get here? Did a neighbor throw it out, or did it come all the way from California? Out of the clear blue sky.
That is a mystery. On the paper, front and back, 28 soldiers' names.
I turned it over and there was more names on this side.
You probably turned it over and thought, are you kidding me?
Yes. It was crazy. All of these names here, and I read them over and over.
Also, their social security numbers and rank. And then what do you make of the fact that it's these men and their personal information
Was flying around in the sky?
Is that troubling?
Yes, with their social security numbers, of course, this day and age.
The document gives the men's orders to be deployed to Vietnam. It even tells them what to bring: combat tropical uniform. It says field jacket will be carried as comfort item.
The commander signed it and everything. It's their orders to go to Vietnam.
That's heavy. When soldiers returned from the Vietnam War, many didn't receive the warm welcome home as they did in other wars. What do you remember about what it was like when the men came home?
My nephew was in Vietnam, and when he came home, there was no celebrations, nothing.
What do you think about that?
Sad, very sad.
I just do not understand how this got in your yard.
Out of the wild blue yonder, I guess.
This makes no sense.
It doesn't, and I found it.
Now the question is, who are these veterans?
Right. I felt like in some way I was connected to these young men, and I would love to know if they survived and made it home, because they had their whole life ahead of them.
Why is this so important to you?
Because I love our country, and I'm so thankful for all the soldiers and every one of them saving our country, fighting for us, our families, and our freedom.
They were sending these men to war.
That's right.
All of these men.
And I hope they all made it home.
Me too. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to research the men whose names are on this paper, find out where they are now, and see if there's any way to find out how on earth this paper ended up in Wanda's yard. I'll let you know what I find out. Covering news that matters, Janet Clark, Fox 23 News.
Do you have a tip or issue that you think Jana Clark should investigate? Let us know. Email FOX23 Investigates at fox23.com or call 918-388-5354 or search Fox 23 Jana Clark on Facebook.